Hey there team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Project Hospital. We're having a look at this today. Well, I believe it's on sale, actually, so you can go and check that out on Steam. This is one of my favourite little games to chip away at in the background. I get the itch occasionally. I quite like these sort of Dr. Sim hospital management games. Things like 2 Point Hospital are probably the sort of most well-known and prolific one on the back of the theme hospital sort of caricature way of doing diseases and all that. It's a lot more light-hearted. And this is not necessarily grim, but it leans much more towards sort of realism, especially when it comes to all the sort of the diagnoses and treatments. It's actually quite a delight to get right into it, especially if you're an idiot like me that doesn't really know much about medical stuff. Oh, dude's got a cough. Well, here's 10,000 tests we can do until we're certain. Anyway, we'll jump in, have a bit of a look. I will show you... I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go sandbox. We just click on a clinic, right? There is a campaign, there's some tutorials, that sort of stuff. However, the meat and veggies of it, the meat and potatoes, okay, right, is this basically sandbox. This is where it's really fun. We'll go with a clinic, which is just a small emergency clinic. So there are some, it's definitely fiddly. It definitely takes a while to get your head around it. However, for whatever reason, it's one of the games that I had been compelled to put hours into until I understood it, right? Anyway, we start off pause. This is our little default hospital. For the moment, we'll probably start another hospital as well, so I can sort of show you how the building and all that works. I guess we can put it on cutaway and lower the floors down. So very, very busy, right? Quite overwhelming. Once you start to get used to what you're looking at, it's not that bad. But at first blush, huge turn off. I would absolutely agree. What you can do is, we're being told we want to open an emergency clinic, which is what this is. This is the emergency clinic. Down here are all the different clinic types you can click on, right? But we will just click on emergency for the moment, right? Starts to make a little bit more sense here, okay? What you can see is these are the prerequisites to what make a clinic, right? Once you tick off the minimum requirements, you can open it. Over here is hospitalization, but this will get unlocked as you go further in, and it basically opens the scope for, you know, getting ambulances and all that sort of stuff in there as well, right? But for the moment, we don't have hospitalization available in our clinic, right? You can see here that we've got, well, it's telling you what you've got, 4 doctor's office and all that. Now, if we were building this from scratch, it would tell you that you need a waiting room, you need a doctor's office, I think you need a restroom as well. But anyway, we've got green ticks. That's what really matters. We've got here we've got a warning because we don't have a doctor. We just need a doctor, right? So that's exactly what we'll do. We'll click on one of these. These are just the little doctor's offices. You see how it says 4? They're the 4, right? We'll go to this one and we'll go, we've got day and night shift. Click on day, right? And we'll just take bloody cheap as chips Elizabeth Harris. She'll do nicely. Now, if we were to unpause it, it should immediately acknowledge that, right? So now it says treat 1 patient per day at emergency. So we can just unpause it and let it run. Where's bloody Lizzie? She's in there behind her desk. It's hard to tell, but she's there. We can do full cutaway. We might do full cutaway for the moment, right? You can speed the game up. We could, I don't know. Will they come in without a receptionist? I can't remember that. It looks like this dude will just sort himself out. Oh, okay, because this is an auto cure or something like that. Okay, let's go slow. Let's just go straight into diagnosis. We'll start there. This is the best part of the game, right? You click on the dude. You can see there's the doctor he's allocated, and by default, he goes to patient controlled by default patient / controlled by player / favorite patient. If you want to take it on your own wholly, you can click on this, but by default, the doctors will just treat patients. So currently, here he is. He has 9 hidden symptoms. So he's going to come in here, and Lizzie, Dr. Harris, is going to start with an interview. Doesn't really have a lot of options available to her. And the hope is, there we go, we'll pause it. We're going to start a bit. Immediately, we've discovered he's got a sore throat. One of the 8 hidden symptoms revealed. Now, here we go. Now, we can actually change the thresholds for diagnosis from low, medium to high. So you can put it at like it needs to be 100% before they confirm diagnosis. Probably not a bad thing, to be honest. Let's go back in here. We'll repause it. So it could be any of these. Chlorine gas poisoning. There's a 9% chance it's that. Oh, there's an 11% chance it could be the common cold. What's the point? The point is it's pretty not clear. So we have all these examinations available. If we click through here, you got things like heart monitoring. You can see here required wall monitor / anesthetic machine, right? Required room, ICU, trauma center, observation room. None of this we have, right? And that's why it's grayed out. So active examination. Now I could actively intervene, but we'll just let Liz, no pressure Liz, but we'll let her go with it. She's continuing the interview. It looks like the interview is just ongoing and it's still digging out more problems. Apparently we've got a headache. Has this made things better or worse? We've got a fever as well. So there's a lot you can find out from the initial interview. Breathing problems. Look at this. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. And look at that. Got a general malaise, right? So it's a common cold, 100%, so there's no further anything required. Interview's complete, so it's gone green and it sits in that spot there. So we can't do it again. Even though there are 4 hidden symptoms, because of the symptoms that they have shown, that is the common cold 100%, right? And so she will treat appropriately, but if you mouse over it here, you can see rest. Rest is the answer. $80. And so there you go. Active treatment, rest. Right? That's a little bit more sort of vague, at least as far as treating them in the hospital. But you can see, like, you can go to high dependency unit. Is that what that is? Hospitalization or regular hospitalization. All sorts of different medications and treatments, surgeries. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. Looks like she's giving him analgesics. And what's this? Antipyretics? I don't even know what that is. Drug used to lower the temperature due to fever. Okay, cool, sure. We could give you this, whatever this is, broncholidours. But I guess you don't need it, honestly. See now that says suppressed. It might not come through super clearly on the video, but that's a different fade of red. Right? Same as this, suppressed, medium, suppressed. So this comes into play. I don't want to get ahead of myself because there's a lot going on. But if you had a dude, I don't know, he's been in a car accident and he's got holes poked through him and all that, right? There are things that can cause collapse and death, and they will need to be prioritized. So hypothetically, you'd be giving them medications or treatments to, like a blood transfusion or whatever, just emergency, stop this prick dying on the table sort of thing. So that's where it all can come into. Anyway, that's cool. Let's speed it up. Objective complete, treat 1 patient. It might be worth talking about this now. You can see here it says open radiology clinic. This is an objective set by the insurance companies. And the insurance companies you can bring up with this little umbrella. And you can see here, here's a list of them. You can have 3 contracted companies at a time. You want the better percentages. Ultimately, you want these 3, I would say. But that's not going to happen just yet because you can see you have to buy 5 ambulances before. And we don't even have one. We don't even have the capacity to unload an ambulance. Have 9 fully working departments, right? So they're very long game, end game. At the moment, we have these guys, Cheapo Care. You can see their symbol up there. And they're saying open a radiology clinic. They have bonus objectives and they give you a bonus grant for completing that. So that's cool. But most importantly is this, it's sending us 10 patients on foot per day because of the insurance. And then later on, you could potentially get them by ambulance. You have an ambulance wing or ambulance capacity. To unlock these, 3 patients will let us unlock that. So we're going to basically unlock the capacity to take these on for insurance. And that's pretty much it. And you can see down the bottom, out of the 10, there's the 10 prospective patients that will come in. And there's the 1 that we've treated and 0 that are untreated. That's the core of it. You just want to get more insurance companies and you want to treat the patients that come in from that. Now, prestige plays into this a huge part as well. We're only at half star, but it's still early days calculating it. Each day at midnight, the game recalculates the prestige. Oh, well, there you go. It fluctuates it, but it recalculates this statistic. The expected customers, patients that will be sent on the following workday, right? Ergo, you want to get your prestige higher, and then that will incrementally make the insurance companies give you more and more patients. And then, yeah, that's how you sort of grow in a way. Prestige comes down to many things. A big part of it is the actual treatment rate. So if you've got guys going untreated, or your hospital doesn't have the capacity, that's kind of a problem. You can click on here. All of this contributes to sort of staffing prestige. So you can see their satisfaction. She's depressed. She has a nice environment and unattended. What is that? Oh, okay. Well, I might have to look into that. The same goes for the customers. Oh, customers. The fucking patients. It's the same thing, I guess. It's transactional. Anyway, but same thing. If you have a waiting room that's not being tended to and they're just out there for ages, they're going to get bored, right? They're going to get cranky. No modifiers at this point, but the game can give you a warning. He has discomfort, but that's probably because of her issues there. Anyway, so I think that covers everything. That's the meta progression and the diagnoses at the very rudimentary level. Look at this. We've already figured out immediately what's going on. Now, you see, we could send them for a skin allergy test. They've had an interview and a physical examination. Differential diagnosis is something that can only be done by a high-quality doctor. So we might actually run into trouble soon. This doctor doesn't have that. So that's not so much a treatment machine or department or anything like that. That's just technique, you can see. Special case review that reduces the amount of possible diagnoses. Can only be performed by a doctor with advanced diagnosis specialization. It's helpful to have that on staff. Anyway, so we could do an allergy test, but we don't need to. They've got dermatitis, we know, treated, off you go, another green dude. And we can click on this guy and we can sort of just people watch a little bit. Now what's going on here? Sleeping problems, fatigue, chest escalsion. It's just the bloody... And then they do it. He takes his little shirt off, she comes over and listens to his chest and his heartbeat and all that sort of crap. Okay, it's still not working. We're still not getting it out. Physical's done. Chest is done. Interview is ongoing. No, I think interview green means that it found something. Abdominal palpitation, right? So you squeeze his tummy. A little animation there. Nothing came out of that. Neurological testing. And look, you can mouse over it there as well. You can sort of read the little flavor text. Nothing from that. Speech, listening. What is going on? Sleeping problems, fatigue. Blood pressure measurement. Oh my goodness, we're doing the works on this dude. Oral cavity inspection. Yeah, okay. Let's see what's going on in your mouth. Yeah. There we go. Found it finally. Sore throat. Fatigue. Sleeping problems. Chronic fatigue syndrome. There you go. Make your recommendations. Give him his analgesics. Send him on. Very good. So there's our 3 people cured. Now we can go here and we can get uninsured as another thing. Is uninsured the name of the company or is it just uninsured people? Not super clear. I think we're gonna go with it's the uninsured. Same thing here. If we get 10 patients done in a day, we'll get a government grant. So that's all good and well, but I'm not that worried about them. However, we can do 20 a day at this rate. So that gives you a bit of an idea. So what we might do is we'll just people watch a little bit. Arm injury, limited motion. We're going to do an examination. There's no clear diagnosis. Right. So we're going to go to, but we're already there. Make sure we pause it and then we'll triage the situation. Something going on with her arm, but we don't know what's going on. Still got a hidden symptom. Differential diagnosis or X-ray upper limb, right? Now for that we need an actual X-ray room, which doesn't come under the whatever this is called, the emergency department. So if we go back to clicking on, let's get rid of Lisa for a second. What's going on here? Okay, that's all just break room. So this is all just an emergency department. If we were to click on radiology, you can see we'd want a waiting room, we'd want an X-ray room, right? And then staff it as well. That would be the move, potentially. However, what we can also do is hire on a new doctor, which we will do. Let me think about this. I'm going to click emergency. I'm going to go over here and we're going to go hire doctor and we're going to sort by this advanced diagnosis candidates. Look at this dude. Very expensive, but very worth it. And he has advanced diagnosis in his skill set, right? So we're going to hire him. Now, the game won't figure this out on their own. So what we're going to have to do is we'll go back to Lisa here, and we're going to click on her doctor, and we're going to reallocate her to Michael Barkley, and all of a sudden differential diagnosis is a viable option. And we will tell the game to do that. Now Lisa's going to go sit in the waiting room. She's going to wait for Michael. He's probably already seeing patients that automatically came out of the waiting room. You can see he's having a look at David here. David's got red eye. There we go. Dermatitis. A bit of that going around. Let's see who's waiting. Oh, Lisa's going in. So Lisa's going to get the differential diagnosis, hopefully to narrow it down with the expertise of this doctor. It hasn't done anything. It hasn't done it, right? So what are we going to do? Well, the answer is either send her home untreated, and that hurts our prestige, or we could get an x-ray up and running, which I think we'll do. Might as well. I was potentially going to jump across to a new save from Pure Sandbox, but we'll just go with it for now because getting your head around the building prefabs takes a little bit, but once you do, it's not bad. Do we have an elevator somewhere? Not accessible? Because we've got a second floor potentially. We've got an overpass. Let's just build it over here. So what we're going to do is, easiest way might be alright, we'll go to radiology, right? You click on here, you can go straight to the prefabs, but you want to remember, we want a waiting room, we want an x-ray room. That's all we need by the look of it. Alright, that's fine. And then it takes you to these prefab shortcut areas. This one's good for general hospital stuff, especially for waiting rooms and that. But then you can even see here, doctor's office, restroom, on-call room, cleaning closet, all sorts of stuff depending on department. You go into the surgery, you can general surgery office. But I believe, presumably the operating theatre and all that'll be in there. Yeah, regular ward, diagnostic unit. All that's locked at the moment because we haven't unlocked it yet. You can't just build everything at first. Anyway, so we're going back to radiology. X-ray room, that's what we need. There might be some alternate prefabs, and you can build the room yourself. If you just mouse over... how would I do this? If you mouse over it here, you can see minimum size 5x5, and then you can draw it out and decorate it yourself as well. If you want to get into that fiddly minutia, personally, I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. But it's all there. X-ray room. We're going to bang this down. Look at this beautiful prefab. Here's one I prepared earlier. Let's see. Where could we squeeze it in? Oh yeah, that's not bad. That's kind of perfect. Let's plonk that right there. And then we're going to need a waiting room, which, like we said, it'll be in the general area. 6x6 seems fine. Let's just pop it there. Okay. Easy as that. Now we click back on radiology. We're ticked off for the buildings. But we need staff. Radiologists, day, night. We probably can just get away with only just having one dude. There you go. Open radiology clinic. So that was one of our insurance prerequisites also. You can see here, we can even go to the insurance section there. Open medical laboratories clinic, treat 10 patients a day, right? Open clinic at any specialized department. Now, I think that doesn't count medical laboratories. That's labs, right? If you want to send away a blood test and that sort of stuff, it's not really specialist. That's still kind of general. And I think intensive care is the same sort of thing, right? That's more of just a stopover, right? But things like general surgery, I think would be specialist, though that's not strictly like they can diagnose surgery. You know, if you go in to discuss how they're going to cut your foot to pieces, you got the general surgery office there. We've got internal medicine, orthopedic, cardiology, and neurology, and all of those are definitely specialists. So we need to get around to doing that. Anyway, let's just check back in on bloody what's his face, wherever he went, unless he's already been allocated across. I might slow it down a little bit. Where's this guy going? He's going for a walk. Maybe he's going to go call the patient. No, he's going to have a shit or something. Going to the restroom. How do I bring up... Oh my goodness. Vomiting, loss of appetite. How do I bring up... No, we already treated Lisa, didn't we? Was it Babs? Don't know what's going on with you. Where is the person? Because you got to be careful that they don't leave. Was it you? I can't even remember who I was treating, to be honest. I mean, maybe if I click on... Oh, it's her. It's arm injury lady, right? Now, that's it. Right, cool. It was Lisa. What are you talking about, Scarlet, you goose? So, I'm not sure if he's going to send her on her own, so I'm just going to say, go, please. We're going to follow Lisa. I'm going to track her. I think there is a button to auto-track her. I'm not sure, but we can just keep spamming this and... Or at least we're just going to have a poo. Fair enough. Alright, now she's probably going to go hang in the waiting area over here that's allocated to that department. And again, we'll pull it up. If you click on emergency, you can see all these are part of the emergency department. But hang on, what's going on here? Is that... It is. Oh, that's medical laboratories. It's just missing a technologist. But anyway, what I was going to say is if I click on here, you can see that the waiting room is associated with this department, radiology. But you can rezone it. You can rezone them to each other if you need to. You know what, while I'm here, I'm just going to hire on a technologist so we can do blood work. Bugger it. Looks like... Oh, maybe that didn't count as a specialist department. No, but anyway. Okay, get rid of this. We're curious on the journey of Lisa and her bloody elbow. So, Lisa's going to chill. Here we go. She's going in. She's going to get an x-ray by the look of it. X-ray upper limb. Bzz, 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 bzz. Typey, typey. Oh, yeah, having a look at it. Looks good. Very good. You can put your clothes back on. Thank you, says Lisa. Bang. It's come back. Arm contusion. All right, back to Mickey B. Dr. Michael. And she's just going to wait in the waiting room. Now, he's a very popular doctor. There's a lot of, you know... Wait, did she just move away from that dude intentionally? Like, didn't like him or something? Jesus. Hospital's getting busy, isn't it? But then, this is it. The problem diagnoses you get quite involved in. All right, let's turn that right up. I almost feel like taking on another doctor, to be honest. You know what? We will. We will. We'll take on another doctor. How about... There. Charles. Charlie H. But we'll still keep an eye on Lisa. Now, you go into night shift as well. You would have noticed that I can hire staff specifically for the night shift. I haven't done that yet. I suppose I could. There we go. Got a grant for treating 10 people. What's going on? Got to make sure that she's happy. Going to the doctor. Here we go. Dr. Michael, I'm back. It turns out I have an arm contusion. And what can we say here? Numbing ointment. And look at that. He's already on it. Analgesics as well. And there you go. Lisa's going home. You can see it right there. God, it's such a good game, man. Anyway. Yeah, but building prefabs is a big part of it. Just to round out this sort of episode, let's just jump back. We'll go into sandbox. We'll just take an empty field. That's fine. Whatever. And show you how you can go from scratch and how I feel like a lot of people probably would build from scratch, to be honest. Again, think waiting room, doctor's office, restroom, right? Go to the buildings. Doctor's office. Maybe we get like a 6x6. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that. What do you reckon about that? Where's the door? Let's put the door there. Right, and then you can sort of go to the general area, and we could probably put like a reception. Oh yeah, I don't know about that. What if we put a corridor? You got blank corridors here as well with a bloody pillar, because why not? Okay, that works. That works. So let's put a waiting room here, and we'll put a reception. Let's put a reception there. that's kind of cool, I guess. It sort of works. What you can then do is you go to this foundation area, and if you hit this button, add perimeter walls. Bang. It encapsulates the whole thing. We will need a door to get in the front. About sliding double door. That sounds pretty cool. Let's do that. Bang. And then we just go reception. So the reception is tied to the emergency wing. If people were for some reason going straight into somewhere else that wasn't emergency, then you'd potentially want a reception specifically for that, right? And there we go. Tick. Oh, what are we missing? What are we missing? Rooms. Waiting room, doctor's office. Restroom! Of course, of course, of course. So we go here. I'm surprised it's not here. Maybe it's... here you go, restroom. 6x6. Yeah, let's get it all neat and tidy. Done. Now we should be good. Emergency's lit up. Bonza. Cool. Same thing, check our insurance situation. We still need to treat patients before we go, but it's as easy as that. Again, getting to this place, to this knowledge, and hopefully my video helps circumvent some of that fiddliness. It took a long time for me to really get good with this flow. And then off we go. In comes a patient. Call him in. What's going on? You missed a lime green. Irritable cough, fatigue. Right, done. Hay fever. Treated. So it's starting to fill up in here. How many seats we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah. What did we say if we get 5 seats filled, we're gonna need another doctor. Yeah, that's a good idea, Scarlett. We like that one. Look at this. This dude's just a treatment machine. He's ripping through them. Take 2 of those. Call me in the morning. Off we go. How are you all feeling? Insurance management, we can sign up to this. Cool. Now you can get things like cleaning cupboards and that as well, because you don't want a dirty hospital if you can help it. There's no more diagnosis. Again, differential diagnosis is a viable option here. I think maybe we consider that. Right? Now this can be a little bit fiddly. Let's get Lisa Johnson. Right? And we'll switch you. I guess we can put old mate. No. We'll pick from existing staff. Old Michael. Now we go 24 hours. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Oops, wrong buttons. Escape doesn't escape. Spacebar does. Because, of course it would. Oh, now did we... Differential diagnosis. Lisa. See, I fucked up because I left that too long. You gotta be careful doing that reactive sort of stuff. They've just sent him home straight away. And you can't blame him because from the doctor's AI perspective, send him home. We can't help him, right? Often what you can do is put him in like ICU and that sort of thing. Put him in ward treatment for overnight. They're probably a bit much for a sore shoulder or whatever it was this guy's problem was. But you can do that while you're, it gives you a bit of time to build up the hospital. But also there's some sort of longer form treatments and a bit of setup for things like surgery. So storing your dudes in a little storage space a la a ward can be, viable to say the least. Anyway, I think we've covered it off as well. I really enjoyed the small clinic front end of the game. But as we discussed, and it's a bit hard to show it all off, right? But I think I've done all right covering broadly what this game's about. But if you have a look here, you can see you can get so on-call room, high dependency unit, then you've got wards, nurses stations, operating theatres. It all gets quite involved, having people, you need a lot of standby staff. And then when ambulances and emergencies come in and you got like a car accident and a bunch of people and they're all bleeding all over the hospital floor and you're trying to triage it, the plate spinning gets pretty intense. It's very cool. Very good game. Anyway, I suggest you get it, or at least wishlist it, but last time I checked it was on pretty deep sale, at least when I put this video up. But maybe you're watching this in the future. in which case you should get it. You should absolutely get it. I will just say on the end, I wouldn't say that this is in opposition strictly to something like 2 Point Hospital, or that one's better than the other. They're going for two different things. 2 Point Hospital is a little bit lighter with the diagnoses, though it does sort of circle the same kind of loop. Put them through the different test machines until you've got a percent accuracy, and then when you're comfortable with it, like 80% diagnosis, you pull the trigger and go for it. But that's obviously way more humour and probably a bit more casual. This is much more hardcore and much more grounded, which, as much as this is for me, I still have a spot in my heart for 2 Point Hospital. So get them both. This is probably what I'd say. Anyway, team, let me know what you reckon. Might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.